When you think about investing, you imagine how your money grows. The market rises, charts move upward, and your portfolio quietly does its job. But investing isn't just about what you do right. At least as much, and sometimes even more, your success depends on what you don't do wrong. And today we're going to talk about how to avoid the most common investing mistakes. These are mistakes that even smart and motivated people make, not out of malice, but because of ignorance, impatience, or simply fear. I'm Valo Arume, and you're watching the Startup Academy channel, where every week we share lessons with you about money, investing, and entrepreneurship. And if these topics resonate with you, hit subscribe so you don't miss out on future topics. Let's start with what might be the biggest mistake of all, postponing investing. Not because you don't want to invest, but because you're waiting for the right moment. You wait for the market to calm down. You wait until you've read more. You wait until you have a higher income. But during that time, your money is just sitting there, and inflation is eating away at it every day. The most successful investors aren't those who started at the best time, but those who started at all. Every month you postpone is a month during which your money isn't growing. It might seem trivial, just 1 month, what difference could it make? But in investing, it's not just about the amounts. It's about time, and time is your best ally. Every month you postpone is one less month for compound interest to do its work. But when you finally decide to start, often you don't just feel joy, you also feel a new kind of pressure. The pressure to take the first step perfectly. You get the feeling that now you have to find the right time. And this brings us to one of the most dangerous traps in investing, trying to time the market. It seems logical, right? That I'll just wait a bit longer until prices drop, and then I'll buy cheaper. It sounds like a smart idea, doesn't it? But the problem is that the markets don't tell you when they're going to drop, and even less do they tell you when they're going to start rising again. The bottom doesn't come with a sign or a notification. No one is going to send you an email saying that today was the best day to enter the market. And what's even worse, if you miss even just the 10 best days in the market, your annual return could be tens of percent lower. Think about it. Just 10 days. 10 days over 10 years, missing out on them determines the whole picture. And you can't predict those best days in advance. They don't come after clear signals or good news. They often come precisely when fear is at its highest. That's why experienced investors say, don't try to time the market. Time your investing instead. This means you create a system for yourself. You invest every month, regardless of what the news says or what the charts show. Because in the long run, it doesn't matter when you entered. What matters is that you were there. And it's exactly this presence, this consistency that grows your portfolio over time. Because investing isn't some one-time trick. It's a habit, it's a process, it's a way of life. The next big mistake, systems that are too complicated. 5 different apps, 3 brokers, 10 different funds. In the end, you just get tired, and when life gets busy, you simply stop doing anything at all. But a system that works is simple, automatic, and sustainable. Even just 1 fund, 1 automatic transfer per month, and you'll be ahead of more people than you can imagine. But let's move on to the next mistake. Mixing up 2 important things, capital growth and cash flow. Some assets pay dividends right away, some simply grow over time, and some may even temporarily lose value before rising again. If you expect immediate returns from all assets, you might end up selling the very asset that would have given you the most in the long run. A smart investor thinks, why am I holding this asset at all? Is it for my retirement, for passive income, or is it for capital growth? And every investment needs a clear purpose. And finally, perhaps the smallest but most insidious mistake is investing without a goal. You have money, you want it to grow, but for what purpose? For what reason? How much do you actually need? And if you don't have that target, you also lack clarity. And without clarity, every market fluctuation feels like a threat. But if you have a specific goal, for example, 100,000 euros in 10 years, then you know where you're heading. Then every downturn is just part of the journey, not the end of it. And if you're now thinking that you've made some of these mistakes, know that you are not alone. We've all made these mistakes, but investing doesn't require perfection. It requires learning, adapting, and moving forward, 1 step at a time. And if this video gave you clarity, share it with someone who could also benefit from it. And if you want more practical videos like this, click the subscribe button below the video, and I'll see you in the next one.